Cameron Masters Vulture Challenge exercise session. Hello Edward, it's good to see you again.
And you, sir?
Good to see you back for your exercise session today. Excellent. So, we'll start the exercise, we'll start the session by going through some warm-ups, alright? So, warm-ups are important because if you don't warm up for your exercises, it leads to injury, alright? So we need to prime and prepare the muscles for exercise, okay? So, we'll start with some simple warming up, yeah? I know you've got a duff ankle at the moment, so I will include some drills that we can do to loosen off the ankle before we start. So, we'll start with the warm-up, walking on the spot, dead simple, okay? I want you to really emphasise the arms and legs portion of this, walking on the spot, nice brisk march, okay? We're going to do this until we get moving, get breathing. Alrighty? Alright, so the first stretch we're going to do, alright, is called arm swings, okay? This is a dynamic stretch, alright? This is good for warming up because it gets everything moving. So, arm swings, back and forth. It's as simple as it sounds. Helps loosen up the shoulder joint, gets everything moving, gets the blood flowing. Right? You can do them side to side. Alright, you can do them up and down. Yeah. Good job. You can do them round and round. Alright, so we'll do a couple of rotations of these and then we'll switch directions. Alright, switch directions. Excellent. Alright, so now we've got another one. It's called hip rotations. So, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing out, rotate the hips. This is warming up the back and the hips, opening up the hip girdle so you're ready to do things like squats. Alright? By the way, Edward, if you have any questions throughout the session, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer.
Okay.
Good. Alright. Yeah, and the other direction. Good. Alright, good. So, the next one we're going to do is called leg swings. Alright, so we'll start. If your balance is a little bit off, you can use a chair. Alright? Towards the camera. Stand on this side. Stand there. Alright? Use the chair for support. Swing your leg back and forth, front to back. Okay? You're stretching out your hamstrings and your hip flexors doing this. Alright. And then we'll switch legs. Switch legs, sorry. Excellent, alright. Now, same thing as leg swings, okay, but instead of going front to back, we're going to go side to side. So, holding onto the chair for support, right, swing your leg forward, out to the side. Okay? And switching sides. Good. Alright, so before we go into your ankle mobility drills, alright, did you need a drink of water at all?
I'm alright, thank you.
No, you're all good? Not feeling lightheaded or out of breath at all?
No.
Brilliant, okay. So, first ankle mobility drill I'm going to teach you, okay, dead simple, alright? You put your foot on the chair, alright, and you want to try and put pressure on all these smaller muscles in your ankles, try and stretch them and release them, stop them from feeling quite so tight, alright? This will help the mobility side of things. So, pushing your knee forward over your toes, okay? I want you to lean your weight into your left leg, alright? And stretch all this out in your calves and your ankles and your soleus, okay? Alright, if you want to give that a go, start with your tight ankle, so your left ankle up. There you go, alright. Use the chair for support, alright. you want to put as much pressure, you want to put some pressure on your ankle, pushing your knee over your toes, and you should feel a stretch. You don't mind me touching your calf?
No.
You should feel a stretch right about here and through these muscles in your ankles.
Yeah.
Alright, so hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds. Alright. 15 to 20 seconds, my apologies. Alright, and then you can switch ankles. Excellent. Alright, and switch ankles. And the idea behind this is to help with your ankle mobility and help to release some of the stress that's under your afflicted ankle. Well done. Alright, so the next exercise I'm going to teach you is another ankle drill, only this one is a dynamic movement rather than a static stretch. Okay? So what you need to do, lean on the chair, like so. You want your feet out behind you, okay? So you're at a bit of an angle, alright? And like you're climbing stairs, you want one knee forward, your left foot flat on the ground, like so. And what you need to do is you need to pump those ankles and stretch those calves out until the back of your leg is straight, your foot is flat against the floor. With both feet, just want to alternate, hold for a couple of seconds. Okay, like so. Alright, do you want to give that a go?
Okay.
I'll look at your form. Okay, so lean on the chair, feet out behind you. Well done. Maybe a smidge further. Excellent. Okay, so one heel up, one heel down. Yep. And you want to pump those ankles like you're climbing up the stairs. Yeah? Hold for a second at the bottom. There you go. Good. How's the ankle feeling?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Is it loosening off a little bit?
Yeah.
Excellent, that's what we want. So you want to do this for about 30 to 40 seconds at a time. Alright.
Okay.
And in between doing this, you want to go back to your original stretching, your original ankle stretch that I showed you. So when you're doing your ankle mobility training before your exercise, make sure you do your 2 ankle warm-ups. Okay, you want to do 3 rounds of both exercises before you start your workout routine. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So I'll show you how to do the first exercise. The first exercise is called a body weight squat. These are super simple. Okay. You can make these more difficult by adding weight, but for now we'll just stick for the body weight ones. Okay. So you want your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. All right. With your toes pointed out at about 15 degrees. All right. So that your toes and your knees are in line and your hips in line with your knees, everything tracks correctly. All right. When you begin the squat, all right, you want your chest up, shoulders back, brace with your core, keep your chin up. All right. Begin the squat by breaking at the hips, so your hips will begin the movement first. You want to bend, as in stick your butt back towards the wall, and then begin the bend at the knees. So hips, knees, begin to squat. You can keep your arms out in front of you like this for balance. Once you get to about here, and your hips will stop you from going any further, you want to push your knees out like so, allowing you to complete the movement and come back up, and that's 1 rep, okay? I want you to do 3 sets of 10, all right? And just do a demonstration of the exercise if you like, and I can talk you through your form. So, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed out slightly, so your knees are in line, correct?
Yep.
There we go. Alright, so chest up, shoulders back, chin up. Brilliant. Now begin the movement at the hips. So, butt back towards the wall, then the knees. Good. Push your knees out. Excellent. And back up. There you go. So, keep your arms out in front of you like so to keep your balance. Yep. Yep. So, I'll do it with you on this one. Alright, chest up, shoulders back, chin up. Alright, begin the movement at the hips, then at the knees. Down, down, push the knees out, and up. Excellent. All right.
Yep.
So for each exercise, I'm going to get you to do 3 sets of 10. All right. Brilliant. All right. So the next exercise we're going to do. Excuse me.
Just do 10 of these now.
Yep. I'll get you to do 10 reps of the squats for me. I'll talk through your form. Good. That's perfect. All right. 2. Excellent. Well done. 3. Well done. 5. 6. Good. 7. 8. Good. 2 more. Form's still good. 9. And 10. Well done. And that's 1 set. Okay? Alright, the next exercise I'm going to teach you is push-ups. Now, I'm sure you've done a push-up at some point in your life, but I will teach you the basic technique just so we're all clear. Okay, so you want your arms about shoulder width apart. Alright? Fingers pointing diagonally out like so. Alright? Feet back. You can either do these on your knees or on your toes, depending on your comfort level.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Alright, if your ankle's a bit stiff, feel free to do them on your toes. Alright? Up like so. You want your elbows out at 45 degrees when you begin the movement, so like so. You don't want them out too far or straight back. Okay? So, back flat, body straight. Begin the movement at about 45 degrees. Yeah. And up. And that's 1. Okay? You want your elbows to be about 90 degrees by the time you reach the bottom. Try not to touch the floor and push yourself back up. Alright? Remember to keep core braced the entire time while you're doing these, okay? Alright, so feel free to do these on your knees if you're not quite comfortable doing them on your toes just yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, core braced, 45 degrees. Brilliant. Maybe move your hands slightly underneath you further. Yep. Good.
Ready to do 10 of these?
Yep, I'll get you to do 10 of those. Okay? Same with all the exercises I'm going to get you to do. They're going to be 3 sets of 10. So you've got 2, 3, all the way down, 4. Good. 5, 6. Good. 7. Keep going. 8. Form's looking good. 9. 10. Beautiful. Well done. Alright, so the next exercise I'm going to teach you is the bent over rows, okay? Now we're going to use a chair for support on these ones. So, when you're doing dumbbell rows, alright, you want to keep your core braced and your back straight, alright? So have one arm on the chair, your left foot close to the chair, your right foot back slightly, okay? So you've got a stable base of support. When you begin the movement, you want to treat your arm like a hook, okay? So your bicep shouldn't be doing the majority of the pulling because that's just a bicep curl, alright? A row is where you flex your lats, alright? And you want to focus on bringing, sounds silly, but focus on bringing your elbow back towards your ribs, okay? And really squeeze your lats under here, squeeze your back, okay, when you do it. So when you pick it up, back straight, core braced, looking up, alright, begin the movement, and down, alright? Understand?
Yep.
Lovely, alright. Do you want to just have a crack at those and I'll talk you through your technique and then I'll get you to do a set. Excellent, so feet in the right position, there, yep. Core braced, chin up, yep. So bring your elbow back towards your ribs. You don't mind me touching here on the back?
No.
Excellent, so you should be feeling the flex in your back here. Good. 5. Good. 6. 7, 8, 9, keep form, 10. Well done. Alright, so with these you want to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other, and that will be one set. Okay? Because you want to make sure you get both sides.
Yep.
But other than that, that looked excellent. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so next exercise I'm going to teach for you is a Russian twist. Now this is a core exercise, alright? It's always important to train your core because that's what keeps your back and everything else healthy, alright? So, Russian twist, relatively simple. You start on the floor like so, with your feet out in front of you. Alright, doesn't matter how far you have them because you're not going to need it anyway. So, you bring your knees up towards your chest until your feet are off the floor. And you want to support your own weight, like so. Tense your core, keep all of this stable, alright? With your hands, touch the floor to your left, touch the floor to your right. That is one rep, okay? I'll get you to do 3 sets of 10 with these, same with all the other exercises, alright? And I'll talk through your technique with you. Alright, so take a seat. Well done, feet out in front, bring your knees up to your chest and hold yourself in that position. Feet off the floor. Good. So, if you can, I'll get you to do 3 sets of 10. So, 2. You don't have to touch the floor if you don't need, just go as far as you feel comfortable doing. 3. Going good. Keep your feet off the floor. Tense that core. 5. Good. 6. 7. Make sure you keep those feet off the floor. 8. Going good. 9. 10. Well done there. They are deceivingly difficult, I must admit. Brilliant. Alright, I'll help you up. There you go. Alright, so the next exercise I'm going to teach you is, sorry sir. Alright, the next exercise I'm going to teach you is a shoulder press, okay? A seated shoulder press. So we're going to need a chair and some dumbbells for this one. Alright, so when you're doing shoulder press, it looks simple, but there's a bit of technique to it. So, seated, alright? Nice stable position with your feet, keep yourself planted, alright? Bring the weights up to your shoulders, okay? You don't want the weights to be completely out to your sides in a straight line, because that puts your shoulders in a back position and can cause some injuries, okay? You want your humerus to be at about 15 degrees to your shoulder, 15 to 45 degrees to your shoulder, depending on how long your arms are, okay? 15 degrees, begin the movement. Alright, push your head through at the end of the rep, like so. Alright, keep it nice and slow and control. I really want you to focus on technique. Alright, and if you want to have a crack, and I'll talk you through your technique. There we go, take a seat. So, feet nice and firmly planted, here's the weights. There we go. So bring the weights up to your shoulders. You want your shoulders at about 45 to 15 degrees. Yep, 15 degrees. Keep your elbows out like so. Yep. And begin the movement. Push your head through. Excellent. Back down. Good. Nice and slow and controlled. And your technique looks great. 5. 6, good, 7, bring those weights all the way down, 8, 9, looking good, 10, well done. Alright. Yep, very well done. Okay, take those weights from you. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to be doing is called upright rows. These are a simple exercise. They target your upper back and your traps area, okay? So, when you start an upright row, you want the weights just out in front of you like so, like you got your hands in your pockets, okay? Begin the movement, keep your chin up and your shoulders back, alright? Keep your chest out. Lean forward slightly so the weight's aren't rubbing against your legs and your chest. Begin the movement, by shrugging and pull the weights up towards your chin or up until it's comfortable, okay? If you go too far, you're rotating your shoulders, that puts you in a bad position, okay? So you want to shrug, bring the weights up to your chin, back down, that's 1 rep, okay? I'll get you to do 3 sets of 10 of those, like we have done with the other exercises. So, hands out in front of you like you've got them in your pockets, okay? Chin up, chest out, lean forward slightly, yep, shrug, and bring the weights up towards your chin, squeeze, and back down. Good, that's 1, alright? 2. 3. You're good. Yeah. 4. Going good. 5. Excellent. 6. Going good. Remember the shrug. Then pull. There we go. Going good. 9. Last rep. Well done there, Ed. Excellent session. Yeah, I'll grab those weights from you. Those are all the exercises in today's session. Alright, did you want to grab a drink of water before we do the cool down? Yes. Yep, there you go. Grab yourself a drink. I'll put the equipment away while we're waiting. Excellent, that Ed. Alright, so we need to do a cool down now. A cool down is important because if you don't do a cool down, your muscles will be more susceptible to soreness later on. So you've gone from standing still, muscles are relaxed, okay, you're all warmed up, you're fired up, you've used them, okay, so your muscles are all inflamed. So now you need to cool yourself back down by doing some light cardiovascular exercises followed by some stretches, and that'll help return back to the normal position, okay. So we'll start with just some light walking around the gym, making sure you're focusing on your breathing. Bringing your heart rate down. We'll do 3 rotations of the gym. It's a very high-tech gym facility we have here. Okay. All right. Well done. Okay. And now we're going to do some stretches. All right. So the first stretch we're going to do is a seated hamstring. So we'll sit on the floor. Very good. Alright. Right, bring one leg up towards your knee here. Keep that in place. Okay. You want your other leg flat against the floor, toes pointed towards the sky. Alright. And you want to just slowly reach towards your toes until you feel a stretch in your hamstring. Stretch to wherever's comfortable, but you want to hold that for about 20 seconds, okay? Alright. So we'll do that for 20 seconds and then we'll switch legs. So for each stretch we're going to do in the cool down, I want you to do 2 rounds of the stretch. Okay? So 1 leg, 2 leg, okay, that's 1 round, 1 leg, 2 leg, that's the second round, okay? Alright, and switching legs. Excellent. Yeah, only stretch to where it's comfortable for you. We can slowly work up the flexibility later on in the program. Hold for 20 seconds. Very good. All right. So the next one we're going to do is a glute stretch, or a pigeon pose as they call it in yoga. All right. So up onto your hands and knees like so. Yeah. You want to bring one of your legs. So we'll start with the right. One of your legs over to the front, like so, if you can. Yeah, excellent. Right, now I want you to bring the other leg back towards, in line with your other knee. Yeah, and I want you to slowly sit down on the knee to stretch out your glute. Okay, only go to where it's comfortable and hold this for 20 seconds. After we've done that, we'll switch to the other leg. And as I reiterated before, we'll do 2 rounds of this. Move on to the next stretch. It is warm in here. Good. Switching legs. Excellent. All right, so the next stretch I'm going to teach you, we're going to stand up for this one. All right. This is a quadricep stretch. Super simple to do. You can lean on me if you want for some support, okay? So I'll lean on you, you put your arm on here, all right? Grab your opposite leg, okay? All right, and you want to pull that towards your butt and see if you feel a stretch in the front of your leg towards your quadricep, okay? Okay, we'll hold this for 15 to 20 seconds, as we did with the other stretches, before we switch legs. Alright, there you go, grab your leg, excellent. Good. All right. Next stretch I'm going to teach you, or excuse me, it's warm in here. Next stretch I'm going to teach you is an ab and a lat stretch. Okay. Yogis like to do this when they're training. So we'll start off with an ab stretch. So we'll get on our hands and knees like so. Kick your legs out behind you, so your knees are on the floor. All right. Relax your pelvis towards the floor. Alright, arch your back. I don't want you to look up at the sky and feel a stretch in your abdominals. You can move around a little bit like this to stretch your stretch your obliques out as well. Holding for 15 to 20 seconds, and then I'll show you the next part of the stretch. Okay? Alright. Now, back onto your hands and knees. Alright, bring your knees up, like so. Sit on your knees. Yep. You can spread your knees out a little bit if you like. There you go. Now what you do, bring your hands out as far as you can in front of you. Stretch, like you're waking up in the morning. Alright. I want you to push your head and push your hands against the floor. Stretching out your lats. You should feel a stretch in your back here. Feel free to bring your hands closer together, alright, almost touch them. You should feel a better stretch like that. And another way to stretch out from this position as well, all you have to do is bring both hands to your left or right. So shuffle them to your left. Yep. And push down. You should feel a stretch in your right side there, in your right lat. And we'll switch over to the other side. Well done. Alright. Okay, so I'll teach you some more ankle mobility drills as a warm down that we're going to do after your sessions, alright? This will help to improve the pain that you're feeling in your ankles when you're working after a long day, and it should help with the mobility side of things, okay? So I'll bring the chair over for support, okay?
Yep.
Alright, so I'll just go here. You want to stand there for a second? Thank you. Okay. So the first exercise I'm going to teach you, alright, is simple calf stretch. So, actually I'll probably get you to stand here for me. Okay? So bring your leg out behind you, alright?
Yep.
So you're about almost a metre away from each foot, okay? You want to straighten your back right knee out and try and push your heel towards the floor, okay? Now the further forward you lean, the more of a stretch you should feel in your gastrocnemius, which is your calf, okay? Alright, and then from this position, once you've stretched it out for 15 to 20 seconds, alright, bring it in slightly, alright, bend the knee, using the chair for support, until you feel a stretch in your soleus and your Achilles muscle, and your Achilles tendon through here, okay? put pressure on there. Okay, hold for 15 to 20 seconds and then switch to the other leg. Okay?
Okay.
Just want to run through that. I'll have a look at your technique. Okay, using the chair for support. One leg forward, one leg back. Yep. Okay, so you want your heel flat on the floor, your knees straight, and then lean forward to feel a stretch in your calf. How does that feel? Feel it? Excellent. That's what we like. Okay, you can make this a little easier to do by placing a wedge under your heel. That will allow you to get a more effective stretch. But if this works just fine, we'll move up to that when we need to. Well done. Alright, now let's see the Achilles stretch that I showed you. Okay, so bring it in slightly, bend at the knee, almost like you're pushing straight down. Don't mind me touching your leg?
No.
Excellent. Okay, so you should feel a stretch through this part and through your Achilles tendon, okay?
Okay.
Hold for 15 to 20 seconds and then switch to the other side. Excellent. Alright, well this concludes the warm down section. Alright, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask me about warming up, cooling down or any of the exercises I've shown you today?
I don't think so. You've managed to help me out with my ankles. So.
Excellent. Well, in that case, I shall see you next time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.